Welcome to this video, guys, where you will be learning how to apply the sine area rule for non-right angle triangles. So stay tuned. The sine rule is only applied to triangles where you don't have a right angle. So if you do have a question that has a right angle triangle, then you've got other options available to you. For example, Pythagoras' theorem, or SOHCAHTOA, the trigonometric ratios. Or if you're looking to find the area of the triangle, then you could use base times height divided by 2. So the sine rule is applied at GCSE higher tier, and it is when you don't have a triangle with a right angle. So have a look at this triangle here behind me. This is a non-right angle triangle. So we want to use the sine rule to find the area of this. What we are looking for, and I'm going to simplify the sine rule for you. The sine rule has a rule, which is area of a triangle is half AB sine C. And what this means is you have an angle and two sides. So we're going to call this angle C. So you want two sides and an angle in the middle. So it's an included angle, which means you can't have these two sides and this angle. It has to be the angle between those two sides. And A and B can be whichever way around. So this can be B and this can be A. It doesn't matter. So let's apply the rule on these two questions, because that's the best way to learn. So first thing we're going to do for A here, you got 10, you got 12, and you got the angle 35. We're going to label it. So we're going to have A and B. So this will be called A, this will be called B. And this is our angle C. And what we are going to do is use our rule. So half times by A, which is 10, times by 12, which is our B value, times by sine 35. So times by sine 35. And all you have to do is put that into your calculator and give it to an appropriate degree of accuracy. So go grab those calculators. And the answer to this is 34.4 centimeters squared, and that's to 3 significant figures. Why don't you copy this one and try this one yourself, and then press play again when you're ready to go through it with me. All right, so let's see what we got on this one. So step number one, you can see the include angle is 84 here. So we can say A and B for these sides, and this will be our C. So let's plug it in now. So half times A, which is 6.8, times B, which is 5.2, times by sine 84. And we can just put that into our calculators once more. And the answer is 17.6 centimeters squared to 3 significant figures. And I hope you got that correct. So as you can see, the sine area rule is really easy to use and apply. So if it's not challenging enough, stay tuned, because the next question will be. So you've seen the sine area rule being applied to two simple triangles, and you're probably sitting there wondering, you know what, this stuff is really easy. However, you're doing the higher paper, remember that, and you're probably going to be tested a lot more than you have been so far. So have a look at these two questions here. Take a screenshot of this if you can. I'll move out the way for you. Hopefully I'm not in the way. So hopefully you got a screenshot of that one. So let's look at the first one. It says the area of triangle is 94 centimeters squared. The area of this triangle is 94 centimeters squared. Find the length AB. And the second question, or question number 4 in the order of the questions that we've been doing so far in this video, triangle has an area of 205 centimeters squared. Find the angle ACB. Now this question might say find two possible values of the angle ACB, because as you know, when you use the sine rule or you deal with the sine graph, there are two possible solutions. But we are just going to find the one angle, which is the acute angle. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. Once we get to this question, I'll explain it more. Right, so back to the first one. You got the area of the triangle is 94 centimeters squared. Find the length AB. So let's remind ourselves one more time what the sine rule is, or the sine area rule, sorry. Half AB sine C. That is equal to the area of your triangle. So let's now go and label our triangle. So we can do away with their lettering. Remember, we used to call this C. Okay, and we want our include angle here to be called C, and we want this to be our A and our B. So what we can do is our length AB, that was previously AB, okay, I'll just get rid of that too. So our length that was previously AB is going to be called B. from now on. Okay, that's finding B. Let's now go and apply what we have onto our question. So let's start with the area. So we know that the area is 94 centimeters squared. I won't write that here. And we have half times A, which is 11, times by B, which we are finding. So B, once again, is a reminder, it is our length AB, times by sine C, which is sine 79. And that is equal to 94. Now all we do is to isolate and make B the subject by solving this. So the first thing we can do is, if you want to, you can do half times 11. So half times 11 is 5.5. So you could write 5.5 B sine 79 is equal to 94. And remember, all of this is being multiplied. So you're doing 5.5 times by B times by sine 79. How do you get B on its own? You need to take the 5.5 and the sine 79 to the other side by doing the opposite of multiplying, which is to divide. So B will be equal to 94 divided by 5.5 times by sine 79. So go get your calculators and put this into your calculators. And the answer is 17.4 centimeters to 3 significant figures. Have a go at this one again if you didn't get a chance to do it the first time round, and press play again when you're ready to go through it with me. So what's this question say? So we have our included angle right here, and this is the angle that we need to find. So ACB, find angle ACB. So once again, let's label. Now, usually when it comes to labeling triangles, it's the opposite side which takes the label of whatever is here in the angle corner. So this would be A, and this side here will be our B. But like I said, you could change the labeling. You can, delete their labeling, and when you draw your own triangle, do your own labels. Right, so once again, we are going to put this into our formula. So the formula once again is half times A times B times sine C for the area of a triangle. And we've been given the area as 205. So 205 can go underneath the area. Half times by A, which is 18, times by B, which is 23, times by sine C, which we do not know. So this time round, we are calculating the value of sine C. We want to make sine C the subject and do all our calculations appropriately. So here, can you do for me on your calculators? Half times 18 times 23. And what we'll do, we'll write this as one value and then sine C. So this gives us 207 sine C. And obviously on the other side, we've got 205 still. It's a bit squashy in there. Now, to make sine C on its own, we are going to divide by 207 onto this side. So we get 205 divided by 207. And now we can just calculate the angle C by doing the inverse, because we are finding an angle. So the inverse of sine, 205 over 207. And on your calculators, put that in and get the answer. And you should get 82.0 degrees to 3 significant figures. At the beginning, I did mention that there are 2 possible angles you can have, because as you are aware that the sine graph, if you can see this, the sine graph, so this is the sine graph, between 0 and 180, it always has 2 solutions. Okay, so one of them is an acute angle and one of them is an obtuse angle, which is greater than 90 degrees. However, this is probably too advanced, but it requires a separate lesson in and of itself. So all I'm going to do is make it simple. Is when you find one angle, to find the other angle, the other potential angle, all you do is 180 minus that angle. So you do 180 minus 82 degrees, and that will give you the other angle that you require, which is 98 degrees. So the obtuse angle solution, if you are asked to find the obtuse value, is 98. Or the question might say, find the 2 possible angles for this. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys, on the sine area rule. If you like this video, I want you to give it that thumbs up. Write something in the comment section below. Let us know how you found it. Let us know if you want to see improvements in our future videos. But for now, goodbye, and I'll see you in the next one.